I see us as ultimate recyclers. The recycling that goes on through a dairy cow, and we've used that waste to grow our crops, and we've used the methane in the manure to produce electricity, and all that is lessening the environmental impact that a dairy cow, if you will have on the environment.
Since 1990, Alliance Dairies of Trenton has been producing high-quality milk for the southeastern United States with a focus on environmental stewardship. Located in the Swanee River Basin, the farm was founded by Ron St. John, a second-generation dairyman who grew up on his family's dairy farm in New York State. Ron worked and grew Alliance Dairies for 25 years and has since retired from the day-to-day operations. His daughter, Jan Henderson, has stepped into the role of CEO. Today, Alliance Dairies is a sustainable and profitable business model for dairymen throughout the world. The dairy has learned to capitalize on recycling opportunities by turning what others view as waste into a valuable commodity.
We feed her byproducts, which would typically end up in a landfill. When I say byproducts, that would be citrus pulp, it would be distiller's grains, wet brew, and so there's lots of different industries that produce a byproduct that the cow consumes, and she can make milk off of it.
A total mixed ration, or TMR, was designed to ensure that each cow gets the nutrients it needs. The byproducts are mixed together in a large wagon and then fed to the cows, ensuring each cow gets a uniform bite. Ron contends that it's a healthy and happy cow that produces the best milk.
If you can keep her cool and keep her comfortable and clean, you're 90% into a happy cow. So we are always trying to enhance the conditions that they live in and just take care of them to the best of our ability.
The cows are kept cool using water sprinklers and large fans. Sand bedding is used for maximum comfort. And the barns and milking parlors are routinely flushed to maintain cleanliness. All of the barns and milking parlors were designed with solid floors that capture all animal waste and water. As they are flushed, all the wastewater flows to here, what is known on the farm as Main Street.
The sand is pretty much recycled as it flows across a concrete pad. You know, it's pushed up on either side. Believe it or not, the sand that we recycle in our waste system is cleaner, has less pathogens in it than the sand that we actually mine out of the ground.
The wastewater from Main Street, also known as effluent, is then pumped into a separation tank. Several large screens sift and remove the solids from the liquid. The liquid is then used again to flush the barns. This process recycles and reuses about 80% of the water coming out of the barns. For most dairy farms, the manure solids separated from the effluent would then be used primarily for fertilizing crop fields. However, since 2012, Alliance Dairies has gained additional value from their manure by using it to create electricity.
The digester is about 7 million gallons, which is actually a little bit longer than a football field, and about 16 feet deep and about 150 feet wide. The liquid is maintained at about 14 feet, so there's about 2 feet of volume for the gas to accumulate at the top of the digester.
The methane gas that accumulates inside the digester is siphoned off the top and sent to the generator, where it is used to produce electricity.
Of the amount of electricity that this farm uses, 70% is from electricity that we create from cow manure.
Once the effluent comes out of the digester, it is filtered once again using screens to separate the fluids from the solids.
The solids that come out of that operation and the liquid itself are then utilized out back into the field for forage production. The forage is produced, the cattle then consume the forage and then produce animal waste again.
Alliance Dairies has also been able to minimize their impact on the environment by installing 10 to 15 shallow wells spread throughout a crop field instead of using a single deep well to pump water for irrigation. The shallow wells intercept nitrate-rich water as it leaches down through the soil and then pumps it back to the center pivot to be reapplied. This environmentally friendly process has allowed the dairy to grow a high-yielding crop for their cows. Alliance Dairies has evolved into a self-sufficient operation, fulfilling most tasks in-house, including raising all of its replacement milk cows.
Right now I have 5,300 milking cows total. With the dry cows, I have like 6,500 cows right now. And looking every day, make sure no sick calf, because that's number one, no sick calf.
We also crop the vast majority of our feed that we need, so we have our own crop crew, we have a full shop, and we also have our own construction crew.
It's everything. It's putting the fans up, it's making sure they're running right, it's keeping a clean place, environment, making sure the stalls are in good shape, and making the cows comfortable. It's the crops we put up. Everything we do contributes to the milk we make.
If you look at Alliance Dairy, they produce about 18.5 million gallons per year, so a very large operation.
In the dairy industry, timing and speed are critical. To make sure the consumer gets fresh, high-quality milk, the process has to move quickly and efficiently from the cow to the consumer.
So the milk is picked up by one of our milk tank trucks. It's then hauled to multiple customer sources, milk plants, where it is bottled. And usually within 72 hours of a milk plant receiving the milk product, it is sent to the grocery shelves all across the state of Florida.
The dairy employs over 150 people with a wide variety of backgrounds and skills. Ron's ability to manage all these personalities is one of his best assets and is one of the main reasons Alliance Dairies has been so successful.
Morning, Dave. How you doing, Ron? Great, sensational. How about you? Good. Good.
Relationships are very important to him. You know, he can be having a crummy day, and yet somebody comes in and wants to talk to him, you would never know that he was having a rough day, because he's going to give that person his utmost attention.
Ron St. John is a lot better people person than he is a cow person. And that's not to disparage his cow skills.
Ron will let you go until you fall flat on your face. And then he'll pick you up and he'll tell you that's not how you do it.
At the end of our life, or at the end of a business cycle, you've made, let's say, $1 million less over my life because I've treated people better. So what?
Alliance Dairies has also begun to expand internationally. It has a dairy operation in Panama and plans for another in Botswana. Interns from Botswana are working at Alliance Dairies so they can learn and gain the skills needed to run a large dairy operation.
Alliance on its own has more dairy cows than we have in the whole country. That is why we were brought to come and land here, so that we can learn and then go try and replicate what's being done here back home.
Although Ron is retired from the dairy industry, his passion for agriculture and its future still burns strong. Ron's new venture is growing olives, a new crop to Florida.
Olives, they're also very intense. I think they're probably a little more than expected, maybe, initially. But yeah, it's a whole new industry, but I think it's logical for us, you know, to just move into still agriculture, but something a little different.
Ron's wife, Marcia, and daughter, Brooke, have joined him in his olive venture. Over 90% of the olive oil available in the United States is imported. And just as he saw with the dairy industry in Florida years ago, Ron sees a great opportunity to start a new business and have some fun while doing it.
I don't have any hobbies. Work was my hobby. And you know, people used to say to me, why don't you go on vacation and have fun? But they didn't realize I have fun every day. I was so blessed to be in an occupation or business. It's just fun every day. It's kind of went to bed early at night so you could get up the next day and make something happen.